Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. Welcome to the lecture number 8 of Advanced Object-Oriented Software Engineering. Examples of reuse. The built-in components within particular tool or framework are also examples of reuse, like we have VisualStudio.net, we have previous Visual Studio. So like Visual Basic text box, command button, checkbox, option box. We have hard-coded languages like C, C++, Java. When framework is not available, visual environment is not available, integrated development environment is not available, and programmer has to write intensive coding to design a text box, label box, command button to make it functional. And it's very easy to develop similar application using IDE environment, using Visual Basic, or we have ASP, F Sharp, and we have PHP, we have Java, JSP, applets, frames, swing, servlets. So within a couple of minutes, you can develop an application to calculate sum of two numbers as compared to hard-coded languages. So that is the reason Visual Basic is the most widely used RAD application tool, rapid application development tool. And then the next advantage of component-based development is interoperability. Interoperability means the components can intercommunicate with each other. So what's interoperability? Intercommunication between or among the components is called interoperability. And component-based development facilitates the programmers, helps the programmers to integrate applications so that components or the systems can intercommunicate with each other. Like the examples of ATM network, we have NADA in Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, we have one link system or M-link system. So one link system or NADA helps the users or the customers to withdraw money from any of the or use ATM system of any of the banks within their vicinity. Like we have Bank of Riyadh, Saudi National Bank, Bank Al Ahli, or in Pakistan, Habib Bank, Bank Al Habib, National Bank, MCB, Muslim Commercial Bank, Allied Bank, United Bank. So the customer or user can withdraw money from any of the banks if he has account in one of the banks. Another example is the NADRA, National Database Registration Authority. They have ID card, passport, tax, custom. They all are integrated. So enter information in one, accessible to all, and vice versa. Same in Saudi Arabia, we have Upshur, where the users or the administration, the Hukuma government can access information of any of the employees or the citizens or the residents. So we have all information there regarding the vehicle, regarding the family members, income, travel information, and the insurance information, salary calculation, everything is there. And how much component-based development is time saving and cost saving? It saves time and cost as well. According to one of the scientists, his name is Wayne C. Lim. He developed two applications, one from the component-based development and other from the scratch line one. And he noticed that 51% time and cost are saved due to component-based development. And it also increased the efficiency of the programmers because ready-made components are available and he just needs to integrate them. Operability is also one of the advantages of component-based development. It is easy to update, it is easy to upgrade. So programmer just need to replace the previous component with the new one, like spell checker or the calendar or editor Microsoft spell check and thesaurus are the most common examples of upgradability. Another thing regarding you have client server applications, and according to the client server applications, we have client server architecture that divides the processing burden in two separate processes. We have client side process and we have server side process. Like we have types of client server architecture: single tier, two tier, three tier. Three tier is also called multiple tier or N tier. So according to the single tier architecture, we have presentation, application logic, and data. All the three layers are handled by a single application installed on the server, and the clients can access it. So it's if you have component-based development, you have presentation interface, you have business logic, and you have the data. You can have three separate components, and business logics are frequently changing. So you can simply replace the new component with the old component, new business logic with the old business logic without changing the front end, without changing the back end. Like you have now three tier or multiple tier, N tier architecture is the most widely used when you have presentation on separate server, application logic on separate server, database on separate server, or we have model view controller that separates the application logic from the business logic. So model is in between the view and the controller, or controller is in between the view and the model. The model contains the business logic and view contains the interface. So controller can be one component, view is second component, and model is the third component. So you don't need to replace the business logic. Like you have new component, just replace the model with the new component, and you don't change the controller, you don't change the view. So upgradability is very easy in the sense of component-based development. Then reliability is also one of the advantages of component-based development. What is reliability? Reliability means the software should have minimum bugs, and it must be stable. It should not crash again and again. That's the definition of reliability. So reliability is also extremely improved because of the component-based development. As per the Wine C. Lim, he developed two applications, one from the component-based development, other from the scratch, line one. He noticed that the component-based development, the ready-made components, the previous components, the reusable components, he noticed 0.9 defects per kilo line of code, whereas it was recorded 4.1 defects per kilo line of code for the scratch-based application. So from the 51% time saving, cost saving for the software companies, which is a attractive situation for the software companies or the investors or the stakeholders, that is another advantage, that reusable components are highly reliable and there are less effects there. So you don't need to have test again and again because they are already tested, they are already maintained in the previous applications. So testing time and the maintenance time is saved while developing the new project. Quality is also significantly improved while using the component-based development, because quality is including the maintainability, availability, reliability, portability. So according to another scientist, his name is Henry and Fowler, he said that quality is 35% improved, it's significantly improved, 35% improvement because of the reusable components. So these are the main advantages of component-based development. Productivity is also increased because of the component-based development. Then what are the main disadvantages of component-based development? Customization. In every project, when you select the reusable component, it needs customization as per the requirements, new requirements of the customer. So customization is always required. And whenever you customize, you have to test it, you have to maintain it. And that's one of the disadvantages of component-based development. From programming, programmer point of view, developer point of view, software engineer point of view, it has psychologically negative effect on the programmers because he doesn't find anything challenging, anything new. As a developer, as a programmer, you want to write new code. And in the reusable environment, in the component-based development environment, you have to select the previously developed component. So there is maximum learning for the programmer. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. After that, he feel that I am not doing anything new. I'm just repeating myself. And my colleagues in other companies, they are learning new tools, new, they are writing new code. So they are learning more than me. And I will, if this company will fire me, it will be difficult for me because I will be outdated in the market. Like, for example, NetSol Technologies, Leasesoft, that was developed using Power Builder, and it was developed in 1996. Now, no more Power Builder is used in the market. So the programmers which are still working with them, the team members which are still working with them from 1996 to 2022, they are they are fixed with the Power Builder, they are fixed with the leasing software. So there is nothing new, there is nothing challenging for them. So negative impact, psychologically, there is negative impact on the programmers. Then adaptability. You have to adapt your application from one platform to another platform. For example, you develop application for Windows. New customer can ask you to run it on Linux, Unix, Mac, or Sun Solaris, Fedora. So you have to adapt it from operating system point of view, server point of view, platform point of view in terms of hardware, in terms of web server, in terms of browser, protocol, specifications, integration. Integration is also one of the disadvantages of component-based development because we have syntax errors and we have logical errors. In terms of integration, sometimes integration errors are not reported. Like, one software company failed their project, their customer sued them in the international court because they were not able to fix the integration error. It was a software that has to integrate with the existing ATM network, the one link system. As a standalone, it works, but after integration with the ATM network, it doesn't import and export the data. So customer asked them to fix the integration errors, and they gave them 6 months extra. Normally, they don't give 6 months extra to the software companies, but customer gave them 6 months extra because it was standalone, it was working. And after 6 months, customer canceled the project and sued them in the international court. So they suffered a lot of bad reputation in the market, and they suffered in terms of getting new project because this news was spread all over the industry and the universities. So I was in the concerts when I received this news that that company failed. I'm not mentioning the name of the company, failed to integrate their system with the existing network. Security is another disadvantage because sometimes software company or the programmer use open source components which are available over the internet, and that open source software component can have virus, can have security breaches, and you integrate that component and deliver to the customer, so that can disclose the secrets of the customers to his competitors or to hackers. So security is one of the disadvantages. Walaikum salam. Then you don't allow the programmers to use open source component, and they force them to use in-house components. Sometimes software company doesn't provide them internet, so they cannot download any software from the internet, and they have to develop it or they have to customize the existing component. Efficiency of programmers is improved because of component-based development, but efficiency of the application is decreased because of the component. As with the passage of time, the component size becomes heavy and heavy. And then because of that, as the new project, efficiency of application or the components is decreased. Like for the example, previously that component contains 10 functionality and the new customer needs only 5 out of the 10. But when you integrate that component into the new project, when customer use that application, he will download that component. Automatically 10 functions are loaded. Maybe he's using 5 out of them. So from that customer's perspective, efficiency of applications is decreased. So this is another disadvantage. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.